Student, welcome back to our channel NEET Mantra. I am Prince Sharma, your biology faculty and mentor. So with this video we start day 15 of our 50-day quick revision series. If you missed our previous video, link is in the description, and for more videos like this please do subscribe to our channel. This quick revision is strictly according to NCERT. If some common examples are not included in this revision, they will be discussed in our question practice videos. So let's start. In multicellular animal, a group of similar cell along with intercellular substance perform a specific function. Such an organization is called tissue. या फिर आप ये कह सकते हैं कि ऐसे सेल जिनका ओरिजिन सिमिलर हो और वो एक सिमिलर फंक्शन को करते हो उनको टिश्यू कहा जा सकता है. फर्स्ट वी डील विद एपिथेलियम टिश्यू. Epithelium tissue has a free surface which faces either a body fluid or the outside environment. Epithelium is of two types, simple and compound. Simple epithelium is made up of single layer of cell. You have to remember this. Simple epithelium is made up of single layer of cell and function as lining for body cavities, ducts and tubes. The compound epithelium consists of two or more cell layers. You can add more here, and has a protective function. So it is very clear to you that simple epithelium perform the function of lining of body cavity, and compound epithelium have a function of protective function. They have protective function. Next we see simple squamous epithelium is made up of single layer of flattened cell with irregular boundaries found in blood vessel, inner lining of lungs, and are involved in forming a diffusion boundary. So you will find simple squamous epithelium in blood vessel and inner lining of lungs, and they form a diffusion boundary. Next we have cuboidal epithelium. It is found commonly in duct of glands, tubular part of nephron, and its main function is secretion and absorption. Next we see the columnar epithelium is made up of pillar shaped cell. The distinction is pillar shaped cell will be there in columnar epithelium, in which nucleus located at base. You can remember this. When free surface has microvilli found in lining of stomach and intestine. So you can find columnar epithelium in stomach and intestine. When their free surface have cilia, they are called ciliated epithelium. If columnar epithelium have cilia, they are called ciliated columnar epithelium, or if cuboidal epithelium has cilia, they will call ciliated cuboidal epithelium, and they are commonly found in lining of bronchioles and fallopian tubes. Next we look at compound epithelium has a limited role in secretion and absorption. So compound epithelium does not deal with secretion absorption. Their main function is provide protection against chemical and mechanical stresses. They cover the moist surface of buccal cavity, pharynx, inner lining of duct of salivary gland, and of pancreatic duct. You should remember these are very important examples. Some of columnar and cuboidal cell get specialized for secretion and are called glandular epithelium. So when columnar and cuboidal cell get specialized for secretion, they are known as glandular epithelium. They are of two types. If they are unicellular, example is goblet cell, and if multicellular, example is salivary glands. On the basis of mode of pouring their secretion, gland are exocrine and endocrine type. And you know, in exocrine gland duct is there, and in endocrine gland duct is absent. That's why they are known as ductless gland. We will discuss their example in our digestive system chapter and chemical coordination chapter. Three types of cell junction are found in epithelium. These are very important and you must remember them. First one is tight junction. It helps to stop substance from leaking across a tissue. Second one is adhering junction. It performs, as it clear by name, performs cementing to keep neighboring cell together. It adheres the neighboring cell or adjacent cell. Third one is gap junction. For rapid transfer of ion, small molecules, sometimes big molecule, there are some gaps between the cell and they are known as gap junction. Next we look at connective tissue. Connective tissue are most abundant and widely distributed in the body. So you have to remember this, connective tissue is most abundant. Their special function are linking and supporting other tissue of the body. So their function is linking and supporting. In all connective tissue except blood, this is a very important point, you must remember this. In all connective tissue except blood, the cells secrete fiber like collagen, elastic and reticular. These cells also secrete modified polysaccharide which accumulate between cell and fibers, which act as matrix or commonly known as ground substance. Next we look at classification of connective tissue. Connective tissue is classified into three types. First one is loose connective tissue. In this, cell and fiber loosely arranged in a semi-fluid ground substance. Example of loose connective tissue are areolar tissue. It is present beneath the skin. It contains cell-like fibroblasts which secrete fibers, and macrophages and mast cell are also present. Next we have adipose tissue. In this tissue we store fat and they are specialized for it. The nutrients which are not immediately metabolized in our body stored in the form of fat in this tissue. Next we have dense connective tissue. In dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fiber are present in rows between many parallel bundle of fiber, means there is a organization present. Example of dense regular connective tissue are tendon which attach skeletal muscle to bone, and ligament which attach one bone to another bone. So here is a trick for remembering this, which is bulb. B and B, two B are present, means bone to bone, and L is there in bulb, which means ligament. So ligament connect bone and bone, and if you remember one example, you will automatically remember about the tendon. So you can use the trick bulb. Second we have dense irregular connective tissue. It has fibroblast and many fiber, mostly collagen, that are oriented differently. Oriented differently means there is no organization present and they are present in the skin. Next we look at specialized connective tissue, in which there are cartilage, bones and blood. So first we look at cartilage. The intercellular material is solid and pliable and resist compression. Cell of this tissue, chondrocytes, are enclosed in small cavities within the matrix secreted by them. Most of the cartilage in vertebrate embryo are replaced by bones in adults. Cartilage examples are important. This is an important point. Cartilage are present in tip of nose, outer ear of joint, between adjacent bone of vertebral column, limbs and hands in adult. Next we look at bones. Bones have a hard, non-pliable. So this is the difference between cartilage and bone. In cartilage it is pliable and in bone it is non-pliable ground substance. In bones it is also rich in calcium salt and collagen fiber which give bone its strength. The bone cell osteocytes are present in space called lacunae. It is also an important point, you must remember this. They interact with skeletal muscle attached to them to bring about the movement. So our bone interact with our skeletal muscle and movement, any type of movement is done. Next we have the bone marrow. In some bones is the site of production of blood cell. We studied about this in our chapter Human Health and Disease. Next we look at blood. Blood is a fluid connective tissue, the main circulating fluid that help the transport of various substances. It makes 7% of human body weight. It is divided into blood cells and plasma. Plasma make 55% of blood fluid, and the main protein of plasma is albumin, which regulate osmotic pressure of blood. Now we look at blood cells. We have three blood cells: erythrocyte, leukocyte, blood platelet. Erythrocyte are also known as RBC, leukocyte are also known as WBC, and platelets are also known as thrombocytes. Erythrocyte are related with transportation of oxygen, leukocyte are related with our immune system, and platelets are related with blood clotting. We have two types of leukocyte, granulocyte and agranulocyte. In granulocyte there are three types: neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. In agranulocyte there are two types: monocyte and lymphocyte. Neutrophils are biggest or largest in number and basophils are smallest in number. You have to remember this. On day 16, we will discuss NCERT based question. And if you like our videos, please do subscribe to our channel NEET Mantra. Thank you.